Okay, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
First and foremost, before we begin with this lesson, we want to start by giving all praises. What's a testimony? We want to start giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh,
by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, at Great Millstone who do well and teach well. Shalom to the hopeful elect and your icon pushing this word at the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. And this is going to be a testimony on a dream I had 2 days ago, going into spiritual powers. Because the Lord is going to have to, do, great works unto ourselves so that we may be able to make it through the times we're coming into, right? So anybody teaching you that there's going to be no miracles, that Yahweh Shai didn't do no miracles, don't even pay attention to that, because how the fuck are they going to be able to make it out of the times we're coming into, man? When there's literally no way to get water. Motherfuckers are looking out for you when they have guns and shit,
And then the scripture even tells you in Daniel, the 12th chapter, and the 4th verse, if I'm not mistaken, it says that the Lord is going to send, or have to send Michael, the archangel, down here to protect us. And that itself is a miracle, because even when you go, and we're going to grab it here in a little bit, when you'll grab the account with Habakkuk and Daniel, the Lord had to send an angel down to teleport Habakkuk to Daniel to work a miracle for him, to feed him and stuff like that. So as the brother was saying, you got niggas like, who's it, One Body in your Yahweh Shai?
Yeah, One Body.
Dudes saying that there ain't gonna be no miracles, and you even got other cats in here like Sakari. They said there's not gonna be any miracles until Yahweh Shai come back. Well, you off. You know what I'm saying? And really what it is Jake just wanted to get carnal. These niggas really just trusting their gun when the Lord said, putting out that trust in our sword, roughly paraphrasing, just like how he told Peter, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. Because you being carnal, nigga, and you basically putting your trust in your own self. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord wants us to put our trust in him. You know what I'm saying? As we had brought out yesterday in the sit down, Psalms 103 and 13, as a father pitied his children, so that the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Say, growing up and, an older cat, he trying to pick on you and shit. Who you gonna go get? You gonna get your pops. And your pops, he go in and he step on that. So how much more when it comes to the Heavenly Father? When the Lord told us in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, have any ever trusted in me and was confounded? And the answer is no. You know what I'm saying? You read all throughout the scriptures, all the men of the Lord that was put in dire situations, they called on the Lord and the Lord delivered them. All right, just like King David. King David had tens and thousands of enemies, and he said he wasn't going to be afraid of them because of why? The Lord was working miracles to him. When you read in Psalms 18th chapter, blessing him with that spiritual power to leap over buildings, tall as ancient world buildings too. You know what I mean? And beating people in the dust and shit. And the Lord said that he that is feeble amongst you shall be as David. So if you know what I'm saying, the least, or if David was doing those type of things, and the Lord said we was going to be doing those things and greater, you know what I'm saying? What time do you think that's pertaining to? That's talking about this time now, because Esau has technology, you know what I'm saying, that'll blow the shit out of the world.
Esau has technology that even if we do have all these guns, we're still not going to be able to defeat them, man.
Exactly.
So the Lord's literally going to have to do miracles for us, so we can get through Jacob's trouble, man. How do you think brothers are going to be in Jacob's trouble with the Isaiah 4:1? With your guns?
Yeah.
And I like to just make that point, because how are you going to have, multiple women and looking out after them and protecting them, knowing that you don't even got a gun with, you don't even got a sword on you, man.
And that gun run out of bullets. That gun can jam. That gun can get dirty and jam.
And it's because the Lord's gonna put the spirit on you to have, certain things not gonna be able to affect you, man. Bullets, knives, which we're gonna go into this testimony that I had. That kind of goes all into that, man.
Yep. But I want to say this before you do start it or get into it. Only somebody who's spiritual minded is gonna focus and believe in the things that's of the spirit. Niggas that are carnally minded and lack faith, they're gonna put their trust in carnal things. All right, so we just gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? And call out Yahweh Shai. I just seen 414.
Hey, call out Yahweh Shai.
I'll go ahead and let you get into it.
And let me just get this, because you did mention that. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. You see, you're gonna have to have faith, knowing that, hey, I don't got nothing on me, and there's a dude chasing after me with a motherfucking gun. It's knives. You got cops after you. That's the type of time we're coming into, man.
And what did David say? I will not put my trust in shield and buckler. David was a straight ancient world soldier out there killing tens and thousands of his enemies. And he still didn't put his trust in his shield and his buckler. What shows you that he was being spiritual minded. And before he made every move, what did he do? He was seeking counsel from the Lord. So what you think we're gonna have to do in these times that we're coming into? Before we make a move, we're gonna have to throw prayer to the Lord, and wherever the Spirit guides us, that's just what it's gonna be.
And because who's our shield and buckler?
Yeah, and I remember one time, you know, saying, of course, you know, when you first come into the truth, you know, you all on Twitter, you talking to motherfuckers, whatever. And I remember I posted, I was like, you niggas lack faith for putting y'all trust in swords and shit or whatever. And some niggas slid up on my shit. Well, didn't David put his trust in his sword? I'm like, well, nigga, back then, David was actually going to war.
Yeah.
You know, he was actually going to war and using that damn sword. He had to. You know what I mean? That was a completely different time. Now, today's time, we don't have to go to
They
war.
were actually besieging like cities and things of that sort. They're sending out spies into certain places. Okay.
And even then, he wasn't putting his trust in that sword.
Exactly. So, we can just get into it. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. I'm just going to wait for this damn play to go through. Damn.
So like that's that second 15th chapter. It talks about the clouds and all that, the monstrous clouds. It's talking about Esau's military. I mean, his aircrafts and shit like that. That's what Esau saw. So I just wanted to mention that.
This is Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And this enemy can literally be anybody that's contrary to what you're for, man. How was shy, man. It doesn't necessarily have to be, troops. Okay, the enemy is Esau, Edom. These are the nations. Okay,
2/3 of Jake.
2/3 of Jake.
Luke 19 and 10. The Lord said He gives power to tread upon serpents and scorpions. Talking about you wicked ass niggas, you scribes and Pharisees. But we know that this is primarily going into, that troop that's going, invade, brothers in that time. When Esau does, begin to try to snatch us up and, do his thing.
Yep.
All right.
So the dream, right, if you read the book of Acts, it says that the Lord's going to bestow, dreams.
Acts 2 and 19.
Acts 2 and 19. So this dream that I had which was really a vision, man, because I had a certain, I had Ike in there, So it started off with me, how dreams go, man. It's kind of just, things are just not necessarily always in line, in order. It started off with me being in an apartment, and I had a wife and a kid, and we were staying at her pops' crib. And her pops was overly strict dude, okay? And I was convincing my Eve to let's move out and get our own spot. Let's do our own thing. And when I convinced her, she said, yeah, everything went cool. She walked out the front door. Pops didn't receive it so well. And he locked the door when I was getting ready to, walk out to go, follow after my Eve and my kid. And he locked the door and he said, wait, he told me, wait right here, I'll be right back. And I was like, man, I already knew what he was gonna do. When he walked back behind me, he went and got a gun. And I just unlocked the door and I started running. I was like, fuck that. I did pass my wife and my child. Her dad started chasing after me and he had a gun. So I already knew. I was like, damn, I'm kind of through. And I was running, and I got cornered because we're going through it looked like a city, it looked like New York, like the Bronx, them buildings, or like Philly, like the projects, they have like those, they have a lot of alleyways and things of that sort. So I was running through them. I was running, and then I got cornered on one of them alleyways, and I was like, fuck, I'm through. And bro was behind me with the gun, and next thing you know, I just look up and I fly away. And this is why I brought out this Isaiah 59, and it's gonna go more into this dream. And I fly away, and I'm just flying. I'm gone. When you read Isaiah 59 and 19, and you read that standard, that word standard in Isaiah 59 and 19, it goes into, take flight, okay? But some brothers are gonna literally have to take flight from certain situations that they get put up on, in these times to come, okay? Get cornered by Esau, Edom, and his troops. And it goes even deeper, man, because once I flew, I landed at another person's crib for some reason, just kind of cut off, and I landed at another person's crib, and I was just in there, and for some reason he turned his back against me. He said, I know who you are, the police are looking for you, and I called them on you. And I'm like, fuck, it's either let me kill you or the police are gonna take you and they're gonna kill you. And I was like, okay, bet. And I gave him the knife that was on the table, and I told him, stab me. I like, do it, go for it. And then when I gave it to him, my heart kind of dropped in the dream, because I was like, damn, this shit might pierce me. Fuck, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck. I was like, hey, take the knife and stab me. see if it works. And he stabbed me, and that shit didn't, you know, it didn't pierce through. Just kind of like hit.
Just like the movie Hancock, when they was trying to put that needle in his artery, and the needle kept breaking. That's basically what happened with you.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You know, so it was like that. You know, it didn't go through for none. And then when I seen that, there was a bigger knife on the side, and I gave him the bigger one. I was like, take the bigger one and try this one. Literally trying to feed him, to like show him that, hey, you can't do shit, man. And he got that bigger knife, and my heart dropped again. I was like, damn. And he swung that motherfucker hard. Nothing. I just seen it like that. Because it was all first person point of view. Hit. And next thing you know, we hear a knock on the door. And the police walk in. And they're like, hey, you either going to come with us or we're going to shoot you. And I was like, shoot me. Shit. Like, I just told him, shoot me. Let's see. They released their whole clips. Pop, 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 pop. Nothing. And I was right there, first person point of view, just looking at the flash of the gun. You know, like that. Just...
And is it cool if I break out an example quick?
Yeah.
As I was telling the brother yesterday when he was first telling me this dream, this reminded me of the Black Jesus story. And brothers have been doing a lot of lessons on that, you know, in the past few years. But that reminded me of the Black Jesus story whenever that, which his brothers believe that it was an angel over there in the land of Ham in Africa.
So like it, and the angels are also us.
Oh,
messengers.
Yep. And basically, he has some type of, like, you know, ability to perform a miracle type shit, if you will. And Esau caught wind of it, and what he was doing was he was like basically doing certain things to, like, damn near torture him, like pulling at his heart, and he was still living.
That's what happens after that part of the gun.
Okay, yeah. And then they was chopping them up in pieces, you know, putting them on, you know what I'm saying, different, you know, jets, shipping them off to different parts of the world so that he would be no more, in other words. And then the next thing you know what I'm saying, dude popped up in the elite's office or some shit and basically told him was, you want me gone so bad that you don't even know that there's going to be many more like me in the near future. And what do you think that's talking about? Or what do you think he was talking about? Talking about, hey, members of the elect being risen up, because the Lord said that he was going to raise up an army in the latter days. And in the army is talking about 12,000 from each tribe, 144,000, man. But I want to grab this real quick because the brother was mentioning on how Esau was doing certain things to him and nothing was happening, you know, trying to stab Jake, trying to shoot him, all that shit, and nothing was happening. All right, and I want to grab this real quick. Isaiah 54:17, it says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. You got it.
Yeah, and that's what happened. After they seen that the knives weren't able to cut me up and the gun wasn't able to go through, they all gathered up. They gathered up a lot of like random heads, and they started doing experiments on all of us. But everybody else was dying and nothing was happening to me because they were trying to see like what the fuck was happening. And then they got kind of tired of it because they seen that I wasn't able to die. Because in the dream I was actually playing with them. It was crazy because in the dream I was actually like, I was allowing myself to subject myself under these tests just so I can show them that, hey, you can't do nothing, man. And then it kind of got to the point where I was just chilling. I walked out, you know, because it was like a damn near, it was an experiment room, damn near. But they started doing a whole experiment room. I just seen all types of test tubes, motherfucking knives, and all types of shit, man. And it kind of got to the point where, bro, just the main dude, the guy that called the cops on me, he's like, here, drink this water bottle, or drink this jug. It was a jug. Drink this jug of water. And I told him, like, let me guess, it's poison. And I started laughing, and then he just smirked at me, and I drank it. In the dream, drank it, and I played dead, man. I fell down on the floor and acted like I was dying. I was in that bitch, like, just, you know, my head on the floor, just thought I was through, and they were kind of like laughing. I heard them, and I just get back up, and I was like, man, that shit don't work. The fuck? And then what I did when I got up and I looked at everybody, I flew up and I broke the roof, and I just looked down at all of them and I said, this shit, like y'all can't do nothing against me, man.
And that's a spirit, because when you said that, bro, I seen 1-4, 1-4. And that's a spirit called like
Yahbashim outside, man. You know, cause hey, it was a heavy dream. Like once they stopped doing all of them experiments and shit, I flew up, broke the roof, and I just looked down at all of them, and I flew away to one of the brothers' crib, man. And I was just waiting for the bro to wake up.
Yep. And hey, you best believe that, you know, whenever, you know what I'm saying, the miracles are starting to be performed, they call it Yahbashim outside 1444. But brothers, you know what I'm saying, could possibly go and deliver other brothers, you know what I'm saying, from different situations that they may be in. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of mindset that you got to carry, you know what I'm saying?
And I want to mention this too. You know, we're not. You know, hey, it might be too where the Lord has it to where you just have spiritual powers and you stunt and flex on them right in front of you with the spiritual powers, and you dip and you don't even do nothing to them, just so they can see the ICBM missiles. That might be their lot to see the ICBM missiles. It may not be their lot to get, you know, slashed and dashed by, you know, a elect member of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I don't want this, of course, with that number.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yep, and then some brothers are gonna be performing miracles so others can bear witness and believe in the truth. Because when you read in the book of John, Yahweh Shai, he was performing miracles so that others can bear witness, and you know, members of the elect who was meant to get it would wake up because
And believe.
Yeah, and believe. You know what I'm saying, from doing what he was doing. All right.
The scriptures even say that he did so many miracles that it was not able. They would not be able to rid all of the accounts because there would be too much to be, you know.
So Yahweh Shai was probably healing, you know what I'm saying, people who had missing limbs. He was probably putting the elements back together and making their leg whole again. You know what I'm saying? People who was blind, of course. You know, people who had let me see. You know, I don't know. People who was fucking mangled by a lion or something. Body ripped in half, so he probably put them back together. You know, ain't no telling what Yahweh Shai did. Yahweh Shai said that we was gonna perform greater miracles than him. And in this time, the Lord said that in our power, in the day of our power, that people shall be willing, if we paraphrasing. So that means that we're gonna have to get spiritual power on this side because Jacob's too damn hard to believe just now. So we're gonna get spiritual power out of us, you know, both of us, all those, you know, men, you know what I'm saying, so for some people to believe. All right.
Because a lot of the 1/3 is actually woken up. Because that's actually a lot how they believed on, you know, they're in the book of Acts, you know, or the Gospels. You know, a lot of the 1/3 woke up through the miracles. Hey, you know, they're not necessarily, they were, you know, hearing the word in the transition. Some Jake's gonna literally have to, hey, and like power, like people should be willing. You know?
Hey, just like, you know, when you mentioned the book of Acts, you know, I don't want to get off topic, but the disciples, they were speaking in different tongues, and that's how a lot of Jake was waking up. And we right here by the border, Issachar right there. I don't know how to speak Spanish, Espanol, but the Lord may give me the spiritual power to be over there and speaking in Spanish and shit. You never know. Performing miracles. Just for, you know what I'm saying, a Jake to wake up over there. But as the brother was getting into how he flew over there to another brother's crib, this made me think about, you know what I'm saying, Bella and the Dragon. You know what I'm saying, when it talks about their encounter, Habakkuk and Daniel, and how the Lord sent an angel down to grab Habakkuk to teleport him to, you know, Daniel to help him. And it could be like that in this time now, you know what I'm saying? In Jacob's trouble, you could be in some shit. And the Lord sent a brother with spiritual power over there to just go get you. Teleport him over there. You never know how things going to work out. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I think it was the elder Ayashamath from the Mississippi camp. The brother said you gotta be you gotta have a miracle mindset. Also have an optimistic mindset. In that time, you're supposed to expect, you know what I'm saying, the best out of every situation that you be put into, because the Lord can just be testing your faith just to perform a miracle. And that's another thing too. In order for a miracle to be performed, you gotta make room for the Lord to work.
You gotta be pushed in the corner.
Exactly.
To allow the Most High to, you know, put that miracle in, man.
Because miracles are performed by faith. You can't, you know what I'm saying, say you have faith and you start folding and then the Lord give you power. Like, that's not how it's gonna work. The Lord gonna test your integrity and then he gonna give you that gift.
In the twinkling of an eye, that should be changed, man. You know.
You got it though, bro. You got a scripture you wanna get?
We could get this one in the book of Second Ezra. Well, they shall fly among the stubble. To that effect.
That's in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. You can grab that real quick if you want.
And then you can get that account in Bell and the Dragon.
Kind of finna get it.
Yep.
I think it's how the 6th verse.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and
like 6 or 7, I think.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and the furniture of vegetation. Yep, verse 7. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 7. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and shall run to and fro like sparks among the stubbles. Because that flying, you know, it's not going to be one brother that's going to be bestowed with that spiritual power, man. You know, you're going to have Akim that are going to all have that spiritual, a lot of the Akim are going to have that, you know, spiritual power to be able to fly, okay? Now, brothers, you know, hey, and then teleporting. You never know. You might actually be going, you know, so fast that it feels like you're teleporting. But this account, he was actually teleporting because he, you know, threw him in the top in a moment. But you know, just hey, you know, miracle mindset, man. Look, these are accounts in the scripture they can read to show you that. Okay, this is how we're gonna be able to get through Jacob's trouble, man. Because you got brothers that have fucked up limbs, have ailments. You got brothers on wheelchairs. Brothers that that do sign language, so on and so forth, man. You got brothers that aren't necessarily in top top shape. So how do you think they're gonna be able to make it through Jacob's trouble, man? So that's why that's your palm mindset, man. That miracle mindset to have. Okay.
Yep, the mindset that you're gonna have to have in order to survive these times. Because I can guarantee you, these niggas that's putting their trust in swords, man, they gonna be through as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Within, them first, moments in Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? There's a reason why the Lord told us to be spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need to be spiritual. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these scriptures, in their time to be. All right. Do you want to bring out that real quick? Or?
Yeah, I got a preset.
Go ahead.
This is
I'm trying to find it.
Where's it? It says, you know what I said in the book of
I think you're talking about Isaiah 30.
No, it's I should not save myself to man's strength himself. That
Let me see. I got you.
through my strength no man shall prevail. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the chapter. Yep, there it is. Salakia.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel 2 and verse 9. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. You see? That spiritual power, man, that comes from the Lord, man. Because those knives and that dream that I gave to him, the strongest bodybuilder in the world will still get penetrated through that knife. Them bullets, he would have got penetrated through them bullets. But it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that no man is going to be able to deliver themselves of their own strength, man. But it's by Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
We ain't shit but just earth and ashes, bro. This is why the Lord said, why is earth and ashes proud? You know what I mean? Because you can walk outside, trip and bump your head on the curb and die just like that. Go outside. You know what I mean?
Hey, you can wake up and fuck around and get cancer.
Yep. Anything, bro. You can choke on a bone, bro. You can some type of food, like a fish or something, and choke on a bone and just die, bro. But here it is, niggas think they're going to deliver themselves. No, bro. You can't even keep yourself from getting sick, let alone die. Okay. But I want to grab this real quick. This is the book of Bel and the Dragon 1. And I'm going to start at 33, try to get straight to the point, since I was mentioning it. It says, now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field to bring it to the reapers, right? Reapers talking about his servants. He was in there whipping up some porridge, saying some type of soup like abundagus or like some type of stew to, give to his servants that was working for him. This is what he thinking that he's doing as well. The whole time the Lord had a different plan for him though. It says, but the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who was in the lion's den. So the whole time the Lord put the spirit on Habakkuk to make that meal for Daniel, not for his servants. You know what I'm saying? And like the brothers, the brother can think that he finna get that spiritual power and turn up, but the Lord put the spirit on him to go somewhere else just to go and get a brother, to help him or something. It says, and Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know what the den is. So Habakkuk like, I ain't never even been to that motherfucker. I ain't never even been to Babylon. Like, where that shit at? The lion's den, I ain't never even been there. That's just like me saying, like, go to the San Diego Zoo. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never been to no damn San Diego Zoo. You know what I'm saying? It says, then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown. Like, your ass. He grabbed him and it says, and bare him by the hair of his head, meaning grabbed him by the hair of his head. And through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over then, meaning he teleported him over there like in an instant. It says, and Habakkuk cried, saying, oh, Daniel, take the dinner with you, how it sent it, because he seen them big ass ancient world lions and shit. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yup, the ancient world lions.
Hey, come get this shit, damn, get this shit. It says, and Daniel said, thou hast remembered me, O Yahweh, because why Daniel was having a spiritual mindset. That's why the Lord remembered him, man. It says, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So Daniel arose and did eat. And the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. All right?
Immediately. Took him right back to where he was.
Right. In an instant, he teleported him there. You know what I'm saying? And that's because Daniel had a miracle mindset. He was being spiritual the whole time. He wasn't bound down to worship Baal and the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Them fucking idols that them damn Elamites had set up.
And he had faith that the Lord was going to protect him. And what did the Lord do? He shut up the mouth of the lions.
Yep.
And what did the king of Babylon do? He threw his soldiers in there to see if the lions were hungry.
Yep.
And they started eating up all
ate them motherfuckers up.
Ate them
so it can be like this, bro. Esau can have them damn UN troops over here, and the Lord can basically put the spirit on them to not squeeze that trigger.
Yeah, there you go.
To not squeeze that trigger, but then, you know what I'm saying, they throw somebody else in, let's see if they go kill them motherfuckers. And they blow them away.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, type of things that you got to consider heading into that time, man.
And then when you kind of get that understanding when you read the scriptures, because the scriptures say that, hey, the Lord still at the instruction of man every day.
Mhm.
You know, as soon as you wake up. So don't matter what these people think they're gonna do. At the end of the day, the Lord is in control of everything, and that gives us a sense of comfort, man. Because if we're doing what's right by Shemi Shai, hey, there's no reason for us to be feared.
Yep. And another thing too, just something else to think about. Them other nations know about slavery. They know what happened over here to the so-called minority. So if one of us get jammed up, they can be like, you know, I don't really fuck with how they treated your people in the past or whatever. I'm gonna just let you go. I'm gonna let you go. You know what I mean? But if I see them, you know, we blowing them away. You know what I mean? So this type of things that you got to consider. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Hey, the Lord say He make thy enemies at peace with thee if you serve Him.
There you go.
So hey, the Lord can put the spirit on them to just like He did with fucking what's his name? What's that one king? King Nebuchadnezzar, if I'm not mistaken, bro. No, it was King. I don't know if it was Xerxes or it was. I think it was King Darius, if I'm not mistaken. King Darius, he basically allowed Jake to go and rebuild the temple. That's the Most High making peace with Jake with his enemies, man. So they can be like, you know, the troops can fuck around and just be like, we just gonna let you out, bro. I don't think you did nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm gonna just let you out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the type of mindset that you gotta have.
Or it could be a sellout ass Jake in there, and he be like, you know, just go, bro.
Ties back to with the Karagman shit. Someone that has walking around with that damn C-hip in their hand, man, you're gonna be like, hey, bro, can you go get me some chips or something? Yeah, I got you. Goes in the motherfucking store, gets you a chip.
Yep, exactly.
Or some shit, you feel me? Some food. Cause those people that take that Karagman, they are our enemy, man. Those are our enemy. Their mindset is through. You know, those are demons. Okay? You know, and the Lord's gonna have it to, you know, where brothers have all types of, you know, miracles that happen with them, man. You know, brothers that, you know, get enclosed by troops, right? Because when you do read Isaiah 59:19, that flood is actually talking about Esau, Edom, coming in as a flood, you know. And that's his military, his troops. And what that Jake, or what that dude did, because I don't know if he was a Jake or not, but whatever, he called the cops on me, man. Because remember, what's gonna happen? Brothers are gonna be persecuted out here, bro. You're not gonna be out here being loved by the world and shit.
I want to grab this last scripture before you decide to close out. This is the book of Jeremiah, what is it, 32 and 26 to 27. It says, then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, behold, I am the Lord, the power of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? And the answer is no. There's nothing too hard for the Lord. We're talking about the power that created the elements that you see and the elements that you absolutely cannot see. You know what I mean? You don't believe that this man or that this being can protect you. You're a dummy. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of accounts throughout the scriptures, like Sarah bearing a child when she was 90 years old. At first she laughed. She's like, nah, I'm old as fuck. You know, I'm finna have a baby. Like, and the Lord was like, is there anything too hard for me? Next thing you know, she had a damn baby. She had Isaac. So this type of things you just gotta consider. All right.
No, that's pretty much the point, you know, just going to touch up on that, you know, testimony. We can go through more precepts, you know, but I will lean on my power just to deliver me in the book of Psalms, you know, but, you know, the points have been hidden. Lord willing, you know, this was an exhorting, that testimony, that vision for you other Akim that are out there, you know, listening and tuning in. And with that, we want to close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakodash. And with that, Shalom, wa abad, babah, man.
Abad, babah.